played loads of stuff. I was just enjoying playing it actually today. Anyway, oh hello. That's the cover. That's just come off. You've seen the Epiphone promo is great. There's probably 11, 12-year-old girl doing that. She's doing it a lot better than me. It roars. My ears are ringing now. Back to me later. Hello everyone, thanks for joining us this morning. Good to see you. Right, well I'm very excited today, I must say. I can hardly contain myself. It's always exciting when a new guitar arrives, but when it arrives sooner than you'd expected and also happens to be one of your favourite guitars of all time, it's a special day. It's a special day. Of course, it is the Les Paul Junior, and this happens to be the brand new Billie Joe Armstrong signature Les Paul Junior from Epiphone, of course, and it's in this very, very fetching vintage white. Look, you can tell how excited I am. I've been banging on for a while now. So I've got the standard Epiphone Les Paul Junior in the sunburst, the dark burst, or whatever they call that, tobacco burst, I think they call that. Had that for a while, done a review of that. Is that review of that if you want to check that out. And there's been a lot of chat actually, you know, between loads of people are really big fans of that guitar. It's a £300 guitar and it's just a fabulous little guitar. But a lot of people are put off by the veneer that they put on the front and back of that guitar to kind of hide kind of the wood, you know, underneath. So I've actually been banging on for a while about how I'd really like it if they did some solid colours. So obviously when I saw this advertised, I thought, well, this is great, it fits the bill. It's £150 or approximately £150 more expensive than the standard Epiphone Les Paul Junior, but then you get a really nice hard case with this model. It's obviously Billie Joe Armstrong branded, but it looks to be quite a thing of beauty, to be honest with you. I can't show you that just at the moment. I'll tell you why in a little bit. But first off, let's look at the guitar. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a close-up look at this. We're going to go through. We're going to measure some bits and bobs. We're going to give it a little bit of a poke, and then we're going to put a new set of strings on it. And then we're going to, I always say, have a good play. We're going to have a play. It might be good, but at the very least, we're going to have an idea of what this thing sounds like in a little while. So let's get on with that and yeah, get stuck in. All right, cheers. All right, first things first, let's weigh it. So here we go. £7, 12 ounces, so that's cool. Which is, what's that, 3.52 kilos. So yeah, these are great guitars. They're really nice weight, real solid, but you know, you can really fling them around. So yeah, very cool. Quick specs run through. As you'll probably all know, it's spec'd as a mahogany body, mahogany set neck. This has got the Kluson Vintage Deluxe style white button tuners. And this model's got the nuts that are holding those in place as opposed to the press-in bushings that they sometimes use. I'm guessing this is a Graphtec style nut. Standard, nice Epiphone kind of nut. Never normally have any problem with these. We'll look at the setup after we put a new set of strings on. I'm going to take the strings off so we can give the neck. This is Indian Laurel fingerboard. I don't know if I mentioned that. This is an Indian Laurel fingerboard, medium jumbo frets. We'll give that a little bit of oil, I think, because that looks quite dry. It's got the single P90 pickup we'll measure that. I'm just going to take that bit of plastic off because it's unnecessary. I'm kind of thinking, well, I'm not gonna just sell this. I'm going to play it. And the lightning bar tailpiece, wrap over tailpiece, which is a thing. Right. So let's measure the old pickup. 8.36 kilo ohms. It's about normal for a P90. I'm just going to whip the strings off and measure the neck up properly. These are still loose from where it was shipped, so that's handy. Good to know. There's not a huge amount to obviously look at with these guitars. There's just the one pickup and just yeah, this is just a standard lightning bar tailpiece and posts. Just going to weigh that. 72 grams. That seems to be the standard weight for Epiphone tailpieces. Even the ones without the lightning bar on. These grub screws are for adjusting the intonation on the guitar. So if just in case you don't know, the extra intonation adjustment by just pulling the bridge that way, or yeah, it probably would be that way, you know, until the strings intonate, and that's what these grub screws are for. In case you didn't know that, I know I'm teaching a lot of you how to suck eggs, but some people don't know this stuff, you know. I didn't know it until I watched some Burke on YouTube tell me, so just passing on the intel. Right, okay, so let's, I do talk nonsense sometimes, and I'm going to just pop this pickup out and we'll have a look underneath it. I don't think there's anything exciting to see under here, but you never know. So Billie Joe might have signed it personally or something. You don't know. I hear he's a very decent chap. Might have done. I was talking about the Epiphone PR film, which I think is great. I mean, you should check it out if you get a chance. But I saw some of the comments on it. I know everyone's got an opinion on stuff, but you know, some people were criticising him for not being in the video, in the PR video. Well, I think you're missing the point, guys. It's actually a real nice piece of art in its own right, and the way that they show him. There's a guy playing the guitar in Billie. I don't know. It might be Billie. Someone said it's Billie Joe's shop. I don't know if that's true or not. But anyway, there's a guy playing the guitar in the shop, and he's playing some Green Day stuff, and then it cuts to Green Day on stage, and it's a real nice, rousing. It's a great film. You don't want Billie Joe in it. It's daft. Anyway, oh hello. That's the cover. That's just come off, and here's the sawdust from the holes, and that, my friends, I'm going to get me rag. So let's just pop that there. So there you go. That's the back of the P90. Obviously it says P90. I still haven't had time to work out what all the other letters mean. But that's it. There's not much to see. It's just a symbol, single. It's just a simple owl for a pickup. Let's pop that back on. P90 is absolutely my favourite pickups. There you go. Your CTS parts that they put on all these, inspired by Gibson range now. Pickup looks like it's got nice braided wire on the pickup there. Plug-in connector. Again, you see that on all these inspired by Gibsons, but and a little bit of shielding on the cover. So that's cool. Don't know what that is. C. Don't know what that means. Cool. Let's put that back. And there, of course, you can see the Bille Joe signature on the back of the headstock there, and the bin sticker, obviously. And that's obviously the only branding on the guitar, which I think is nice and subtle. It's cool, pretty cool. I think it's a nice looking guitar. Right, good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a bit of lemon oil in this fingerboard while the strings are off. Might as well give the frets a little bit of a clean up, because then they can be a little bit dirty sometimes. So what I do is I just generally give them a wipe with the paper towel when I'm putting some oil on it. Put some new strings on it, and then we'll have a look at the setup, and then we'll have a play. Right, back in a minute. So here's the neck profile and measurements at the 1st fret. And here's the neck profile and measurements at the 12th fret. Just running my fingers along the frets, fret ends all seem fine. There's nothing, you know, it's not rolled or anything, but it seems there's nothing that offends me there. Okay, let's get these strings on. Just want to show you my technique for locking the strings when I put them on, when I'm restringing a guitar. And I do this all the time, and it seems to be stable. It's one of the ways you can do it. This is how I do it. Whether or not, you know, it's just one of the ways, okay? And it works for me. So what I do is I pull the string, the length, and then I take up a bit of slack with my right hand. You can see how much slack there, hopefully, on some camera. And then what I'll do is I'll just nip it in like that, so you can see tension. And then this long bit, I'll take that back on itself and under the string like that, and then I'll lock it over like that. Okay? And then all you've got to do is just make sure that then the wrap goes underneath, and then take up the slack. It's just a turn and a bit, really. There you go. That's how I lock my strings on. I know everyone's got their own method, but if you need one, this does work. Okay, I'm going to get on with the rest of it now, and then we'll come back and we'll do a bit of playing. Okay, so as you know, the tuning up process, get it in tune, and then you give it a stretch like that. Stretch it, literally stretch it. It's pulling it's bedding it in up at the nut and at the bridge. You can see how much it slips there straight away. And again. And the D. So this is stretching the strings. I don't know if it actually stretches them or just as I say, beds them in, but it'll stop you having out of tuning issues. You can do it a few times, so that E there now, it's nearly there, isn't it? Okay, what I'm going to do now, let's have a look at the action. See where we're at with that. So I want to be at around about 365. Look at the 15th fret. I want to be around about 3/64, and you can probably see that it's a little bit high. And on the treble side, 132, so that's about right on the treble side. So I'm going to loosen the strings before I do this. I'm going to loosen the strings again and just take the action down. I'm going to loosen them because I don't want any tension on this here when I loosen it. Decent fitting screwdriver is key. Okay, we'll zip it back up and then we'll there you go. I think that's that feels good. Let's have a look at the intonation. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm looking on the tuner here, obviously, which you probably can't see. You can hear that though. It's in pitch. You can hear that. You should be able to hear that. So if you've got both of the E's in pitch there, as near as, yeah, I mean good. The others have got to follow because there's no way to adjust the other strings or any string individually. Which is why a lot of people don't like these wraparound bridges, but I love them. I mean, you know. You can hear it's great. Really good. Cool, that's great. Okay, so we'll plug it in now, shall we, and see what it sounds like. Cool, see you in a minute. Okay, so here we are, Bille Joe Les Paul Junior. See what it sounds like. As you'd expect, unplugged. It just spanks really, doesn't it? It's the thing I love about these slab body wrapped tailpiece things. They just, and of course when you plug them in, it roars. So there's no gain pedals on there. I'm using the Blackstar HT1 head today, which has got a real nice kind of crunch to it, little drive. Brilliant bedroom amp, and you can pick them up for about 160 quid. I use this to practice at home a lot, and I just bought it over to see what it sounded like plugged in, and I just love it. So like, yeah, so with the volume up, you've got this. Back it off to just 8. So they're quite tactile. This is the P90, isn't it? It's very tactile pickup. You can just get a little bit of light and shade. Of course, most people aren't going to be doing that. They're going to be doing something like this. You've seen the Epiphone promo is great. There's probably 11, 12-year-old girl doing that. She's doing it a lot better than me. So excellent. I mean, I didn't obviously grow up really listening to Green Day. I'm a little bit older than that, so I'm Generation X generation, Generation X generation, Gen X. I'm Generation X. So grew up really in the 70s when the whole punk thing in the UK started. So this is more my thing, really. And so on and so forth. It's a simple lick that, but you wouldn't believe how difficult it is to play. Try and show a little bit of more versatility. Not enough people doing reggae demos with guitars. So there you go, that's the Bille Joe Armstrong Les Paul Junior. My ears are ringing now. Back to me later. Okay, so that's my review of the Bille Joe Junior. It's a fabulous guitar, and as you may have been able to tell, I thoroughly enjoyed playing it today and looking at it. It's really nice. I really like it. What I really like about this, it's got a real chunky neck on it. It's got a real chunky neck, chunkier than the standard. This is the one. Do you remember? It's got a nice neck on it. Got a nice, you know, fatter than normal Epiphone neck, and that guitar's quite known for having a nice neck. Whereas the Gibson, do you remember this one? This is the one we call Scratch, remember? This has got like a chunkier neck, and it's nice. It's one of the best things about that guitar, but this has also got a real chunky neck. I think this is almost, I think, I'm not going to compare them today because that's for another day, but I think this is in between those two. I don't think it's quite as big as the Gibson, but it's really nice. Really comfortable, really easy to play. And, you know, I went on a bit there. I played loads of stuff. I was just enjoying playing it, actually, today. If you're thinking about getting this, I'd get one as quickly as you can because I think they'll become scarce. So I'm very pleased that I've managed to get this, and I hope if you're after one, I hope you manage to get one too. I hope if you're after one, or you might even have one, I hope that I've done it justice today. There's nothing negative that I could report about this guitar. It's £449 guitar. It's great. I was talking about the hard case that you get with it. Unfortunately, I can't show you that because I haven't got it. For reasons probably known to somebody, but not me, it arrived without the hard case. In fact, it arrived, I thought they'd sent me the wrong guitar. It arrived in a Squier Stratocaster box. And I knew I hadn't ordered a Squier Stratocaster. I did have to rack my brains to try and remember if there was anything else I was expecting. And in the end, I had to open the box to have a look, and lo and behold, this was inside it, which I was very pleased about, it must be said, because it meant that I could review it this week. So, yeah, I'm really pleased about that. And I think maybe they knew that was my plan for it, I think. So I think maybe they rushed it to me and couldn't find the case or something. Or maybe some Bille Joe fan had had it away. So whatever it is, I'm sure that the case will follow, or a case will follow at some point. And if and when it does, I'll try and show it to you. This is coming off. I'm keeping it. I love it. And what we'll do is we'll plan a little film where we dig out old Scratch, the black one again, and we'll do a comparison and see. So we'll measure the necks side by side and stuff, and see how that stacks up. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching again. I appreciate your company as always, and I hope to see you again next week. All right, cheers for now. Ta-ra.